Baby, what's happening?
Not much. How you doing, my brother?
Oh man, can't complain, brother. Can't complain. How about yourself? You at the
I'm
hustle?
doing all right. Huh?
You at the hustling?
Yeah, I'm at work right now.
At the hustling, baby. Love it.
Yeah.
Let's see. All right, let's get this pulled. Get a few things pulled up real quick. Get this thing popping. You. Gotta go live in the group. On Facebook.
After this Zoom call, I'm gonna send you a message in the Discord.
Okay. I don't want to use that. This one. Share the group. Let's see what we got. See if audio is working. Audio is working. Yep. Looks like the audio is working. This. Sweet. If anybody's watching the live on Facebook, let me know in the chat if you can hear me okay. Sometimes the audio acts kind of funky when we go live in the group. Dave, you can still hear me though, right? Oh, looks like you're muted. That's cool. Sweet. Marlena, hey, how you doing? Thank you for verifying for me. I'm glad everybody can hear me. So pretty much, you can't see. Let me cut my camera on. There he is. What I'm going to actually do, I'm actually going to share my screen so I can kind of provide a bit more visual context what we got going on. And what I'm going to do here real quick is actually post a link to the training in the Zoom chat. So everybody has that. So give me 1 sec. So if anybody wants to hop on the live with me, ask some questions, get a bit of feedback, just hit that link, punch in your details. It'll let you right in. Then you can come on and jam with us. Or if you just want to jam on the, in the comments, that's completely okay as well, because I'll be able to answer your questions. But like the headline mentioned earlier today and also yesterday, it's going to be breaking down how to actually generate leads in Spanish. We know this is a really untapped market that we know a lot of agents in the group can maximize on. Nothing's too much different from the traditional way of running ads. It's just a matter of making those small tweaks, those small nuances, so you're targeting the right type of demographic, since we are going after Hispanic specific, prospects. So I'm gonna share my screen here. We're gonna rock and roll. I'm looking over to the left because I'm looking at the live on the phone. Maybe look a little bit funny, but just jam with me for a sec. All right, so I'm gonna share my screen. Hey, Kevin, what's going on, man? Chris, I see you watching. If you gentlemen have any questions, just feel free to post those in the comments. So happy to answer those for you. Let me know. I'm on there. It looks like I'm on here by myself. Let me know if you guys can see my screen. Just give me a quick yes if you can. Open so. Hopefully Zoom's not acting too funny on me. check. It looks like the screen should be sharing. Thank you, Marlena. Appreciate that. Hope I'm saying your name right. I do apologize if I'm butchering it. But pretty much what we're going to do, like I mentioned, we're going to break down how to actually generate leads in Spanish. I'm going to break it down step by step and then show some live examples like I do every week. But there are some key things you do want to keep in mind to make sure that you're getting the best bang for your buck when it comes to setting this all up. Now, the first thing that we focus on, like we do every week, is targeting. Targeting is not that much different from going after, traditional final expense or life insurance. You're going to use states, you're going to use cities, counties, zip codes. I recommend compiling your states because the more states you have, the more value you can generate, and your cost per lead drops a whole lot. Now, as far for the age demographic, this always stays the same, 50 to 65 plus, because typically you want to target 50 to about 75. That's usually the sweet spot with final expense. Now, detailed targeting, that's going to be open. We don't do too much detailed targeting. You can if you want to. We found that if you just leave it open, you still get really solid results. And the bonus thing, which you want to keep in mind, is actually targeting the language. It's one of those small boxes that we skip over a lot because we really don't mess with it. But you need to change it to Spanish all, and I'm going to show you what that looks like in a live example. There you are. Oh, sweet. Okay, I'm pronouncing it right. Okay, thank you. Thank you for verifying that for me. But as far for the language, you want to make sure you're targeting Spanish all. That's the most important thing. Now, when it comes to the ad, this is very important as well. The ad copy, the funnel, the form, everything's going to be in Spanish. This is to make sure that everything correlates, everything is congruent, so you're getting a good cost per lead, and you're getting in quality prospects. So the ad copy, the headline, you're going to call specifically who you're targeting. You're targeting seniors between the ages of 50 to 75. So like I mentioned a little bit earlier. The image, the creative, same exact thing. You're targeting people looking for final expense. So you're going to use caskets, families, funerals, urns. Those are things you're going to be pretty much encompassing your ad around. Now, the final thing is the lead form, also the landing page. You want everything to translate. Mention that you're targeting seniors between the ages of 50 and 75. I'm going to really drive that point home. The congruency is going to be the most important thing. I see a lot of ads to where you see the ad originally, but when they go to the funnel, colors are different, everything's different, and it can lead to a lot of drop off. So we want to minimize that as much as possible. So make sure you want to follow these 3 steps when setting everything up. Last thing is going to be, what if you're not fluent in Spanish? Because I'm surely not. I don't know much Spanish at all. So there are tools that you can use that are absolutely free that can really make this process easy for you. So your ad copy, your creative, your funnel, you're going to create that originally. Just go ahead and set it all up, have it ready to go. You're going to go to ChatGPT or OpenAI, whatever you want to call it. It's absolutely free. If you haven't heard of it yet, I'm pretty sure you're going to hear of it, sometime soon. A lot of people are using it. But you can use this to help with the translation part. So you're going to copy and paste your ad copy, your headline, your funnel copy, all into ChatGPT, translate it into Spanish, plug it into the appropriate location, rock solid. I've double checked this to make sure that everything's congruent because I was really kind of wondering myself when I set it all up. But everything does translate really smoothly. So it's not that complicated. Just follow these steps and you'll be rock solid. But if you're fluent in Spanish, probably don't have to worry about that. Probably a lot smarter than me. But as far for these 3 steps, not really that complicated, but they are things that you want to really keep in mind. I know that we have a couple people on the live here. Are there any questions about this before we go through the live example? I want to go through some examples real quick to show you what it looks like as far as setup. Any questions? No? Okay, no biggie. So what we're going to do is go through some examples real quick. I'll kind of break it down and show you what it actually looks like as far as implementation. So let's switch over to a different screen. Let me check and see if it changed. Mike, what's going on, baby? Thank you for showing love, man. Appreciate that. If anybody else wants to show a little bit of love, feel free to punch the like button, punch the heart button. Forgot to even mention that. But we're going to start out from scratch as far as setting everything up. So you're gonna go to create your campaign. If you don't know how to get here, we have another training on how to do that. You just pretty much log into your business manager, go to your ad account, press create, you get to this window. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna press leads, press continue. I always go with the manual lead campaign setup just to make the process as easy as possible. Facebook has a lot of recommendations, and usually they're recommended to make you spend more money. So what you're gonna do here, you're gonna name the campaign. Spanish FEX test. You're gonna name that. They're gonna go to the ad set. You're gonna name the ad set as well. Just gonna name it open targeting. Like I mentioned, we're not gonna do any detailed targeting here. But if you were gonna do any, you would punch that, punch that in so you would actually know what you're targeting. So we're gonna scroll down. Everything's in right. So you leave this in instant form. You're gonna pick the right page that you're gonna be using. And then you're gonna go down and you're gonna pick your budget. You can start anywhere between 10 to 20 bucks, whatever you prefer. I'm just gonna leave it at 20. This in this example. You're gonna launch the campaign at midnight. I always like to start the campaign at the beginning of the day, so it gives a full day to actually run. All right. I usually run my first test for about 7 days, so I'm just gonna set it for this here. Done, close that. All right, now we're gonna go to location. So depending upon where you're licensed, that'll kind of dictate what the location, what it kind of looks like. So I'm just gonna plug in some common ones, just to kind of give an example. Texas, Oklahoma, we'll just do 4 states just to make it easy. So we got our 4 states plugged in, and then now we're going to switch it to original audience options. Like I said, Facebook has a lot of prompts that they want to put in. I typically don't recommend, following any of the prompts. You can if you want to, but I don't recommend it. So once I go back to original audience settings, I want to go to age. We're going to change the age to 50 to 65 plus. Like I mentioned in the slides, this is going to be the audience demographic that we're targeting, we're aiming for. Gender, you're going to leave that as is. Detailed targeting, leave it as is. Like it says, you can pick demographics, interests, behaviors. We're going to leave that wide open. Now, this is where we're going to make the change. Language. You're going to press edit. You go to language here. Spanish. You're going to put Spanish all. And then this is going to be your audience. So it goes to 1 million, which is still pretty good. You're going to scroll down, leave this as is. Now you're going to go to the ad. All right. I always like to name the ad copy and also the ad creative, so I know exactly which ad is performing best all in all. So we have the name at the top. Next, you're going to pick your ad image. Let's see if I have any in the queue. Where to go? Let's see. Okay. Well, I'll just pick a random one just for the example. Okay. So we'll just use this one for example. Obviously, it's not in Spanish, but like I said, follow the same exact fundamental steps. So this is a typical type of image that you would use to actually run your ads. And earn. Have some sort of text on the image, so we can really drive more attention to the ad, make it pop a bit. I always change the call to action to learn more. This is a rule of thumb that I follow. For the ad copy, I don't really have time to go into that today. But the ad copy follows really simple steps. Call out your ideal demographic, lay out the benefits, clear call to action. You follow those 3 steps, you're gonna be rock solid as far as presenting of your ad copy. It doesn't have to be that long. This really has to resonate with who you're targeting. So next is gonna be the headline. Headline, like I said, is about calling out your demographic. So seniors turning, no, stop. This is one thing that every senior between the ages of 50 and 75, must do. That's something that will actually pop. So use some sort of variation of that, and that'll actually resonate with the prospect when they're going through and looking at the ad. Now, again, when you're setting this up, we're targeting Spanish-speaking prospects. So when you're creating this, you want to make sure that you translate that in Spanish. I'm actually going to show you some examples here real quick. So let me open up a separate window. Okay. Chat. Boom. Easy peasy. These are for all the people who are just like me, who don't know a lick of Spanish, but they're innovative and creative and want to make it work. So go to ChatGPT, get a translation, post it in there, rock solid. Follow the same exact steps for the form, the question that you're asking, information that you're collecting. Translate everything in Spanish so that, like I said, it's congruent and you're getting a solid cost per lead. Typically, we see leads, depending upon how many states you're in, anywhere between 5 to about 10, maybe 11 bucks. Now, the more states you have, cheaper leads are going to be. On just complete transparency. But you can get a really solid cost per lead, even if you're only working in one state. But yeah, so it's kind of all I got for today as far as setting everything up. Like I said, it's not that much different from a traditional ad setup. It's just a matter of making it congruent with your prospects who are looking for Spanish leads. But open the floor for Q&A here real quick. So we got a couple more people hanging out on the live, on Facebook. So if anybody has any questions, feel free to post those in the comments, and I can happy to answer those for you. Let's check that real quick. Questions? Sweet. That means I did a pretty good job as far as breaking everything down. I love it. I love it. Well, look, ladies and gents, thank you so much for hopping on today. If you have any questions, if you're watching the replay, feel free to post them in the comments or shoot me a DM. If you register for it, I'll shoot you over the recording so you have access to that. Or if you want to register for it and you missed it, the live breakdown, I will shoot you over the replay. Just shoot me a message and I'll get that over to you. All right, hope everybody crushes it this week. Rock and roll.